Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. It's the In Wheel Time car talk show. Just ahead, we talk with Mr. Autorama.
Great.
Larry Way.
All right.
Conrad will have This Week in Auto History, and we'll get you updated on the stories making car news this week. Howdy, along with Mike out of This World Mars, King Konrad DeLong. We need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us today. And joining us right now, and I assume that you are up there in the great north of the North America?
I am. And it's a beautiful day here.
Yeah? Well, where exactly are you?
I'm in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, and this morning it's probably 60 degrees.
Oh my God.
Which is unusually warm.
It's the middle of
this
summer.
time of year for us.
Well,
yeah.
44
last time
here.
I checked, it was 43 here. So come on down. Ottawa. Larry, it's always good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you guys.
How have you been?
Everything's wonderful. Everything's fantastic. We had a great summer. I run my own series of shows in the summer. We did very well. Had some rain. We postponed, but no. Looking forward to coming back to Houston. Looking forward to seeing you guys.
Well, as always, you know, I would like to put us in there with Bad Chad and his wife Joline and Dave Kindig, Danny Koker. I'd like to put ourselves right in there with them. You know, one of these days, yeah. Well, we're going to have to get up there to the signing table, you know, and have the long lines like the wrestlers and everybody else that you bring into town for the Autorama.
Well, I'll be working all the celebrity stages. So if you guys are there, if you want to meet them, just come up to the side of the stage, come up the exit side, and you can come up and meet them.
Okay. Well,
or if they want to meet us.
That's right. We can all march up there and stand in front of the table and say hello to all the friends.
And that too.
Well, Autorama has become a Thanksgiving tradition here in Houston. We're real happy to have you back.
We're glad to be back. It's our first show of the season. We're excited. We open Thanksgiving afternoon, I should say, at 3. At the George R. Brown, they have your Thanksgiving feast where they feed thousands of people. So that'll happen in the morning, and then we open in the afternoon.
Yeah, you told me last year that you actually participated as a volunteer last year.
I'm volunteering this year, too. I sent my application in, and I'm going to go and help in the afternoon.
Well, good. Thank you. That's great.
Appreciate that.
It's a wonderful thing. And I talked to some of the different news people there. I said, every city in Canada, every city in the United States should do this. I mean, feed all these wonderful people, and it's just a great thing. Of course, all the dignitaries are there, you know, shaking hands and so on, that's politics. However, it's just an absolute wonderful thing that your city does.
And it's emotionally fulfilling for both the people coming to eat as well as the people serving. You know, that's
exactly right.
Just a great experience.
It's great for everybody. It sure is.
Larry?
We're really excited about our show this year. We've got a great celebrity lineup. We've got Tuner Galleria back on Saturday only, which we think will have 200 cars. We've got a great, of course, celebrity lineup. Nick's Auto is going to sponsor our celebrity stages. We have Bad Chad and Joline. They're from Eastern Canada. They're from Halifax, Nova Scotia. And, of course, Dave Kindig, who's very popular, and Danny on Saturday, and Danny Koker and Kevin Mack from Counting Cars on Sunday. So we're really excited. We have a great celebrity lineup. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Autorama is part of the Summit Racing Car Show series, and we're happy to have all these great sponsors with us. If we didn't have these sponsors and the help we get from the media, like In Wheel Time, we wouldn't be able to do it.
Well, I have to tell you that I was just looking at the media page that I got, Houston Copy Points 2022, that I would imagine that you probably put together.
What a good guess.
This is the 62nd O'Reilly Auto Parts Autorama.
Isn't that unbelievable?
It truly is. And I have to tell you that I was probably at the first or second one, and it was over at what we lovingly referred to at the time as the Albert Thomas Convention Center. It was long before anything else was downtown, and it was a large, workable venue, certainly not anywhere close to the size of the George R. Brown Convention Center. But I'll never forget, it was really my first actual induction into any kind of car show with all the bling. And this car show is different. It's not a new car show. This is a custom, classic. All of the hot rods that you could possibly imagine and more appear at this show and have for the past 62 years. And, it's really something. And if you've never been to a car show, this is certainly one to dip your toe into.
Well, and like I said last week, one of my favorite things to go look at is the lowrider section. The craftsmanship and artistry they put into the paintwork and the chrome scroll etch work is just remarkable. I mean, it's breathtaking.
This
That's how
isn't a
beautiful
big
it is.
manufacturer car show. These are working people. These are guys and gals that work to make that vehicle, that car, that truck look the way it is, and then they enter it. So
Right.
that's what it is. It's the working man show.
Yeah, it really is a wonderful event, and this is one of those kid-friendly events. There's lots of kids there, and for anybody that's never been, this is a great introduction into the world of automobiles and custom cars, and you're going to see things that you're going, are you kidding me? Look at that.
And bring your wagon for the swap meet.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to tell you, Larry, I will confess that for whatever reason, there is something that always draws me to the swap meet. Why is that?
Well, that's great. I mean, those of us in the car world are always looking for something, and I always end up buying something.
Yeah.
Whether you can use it or not.
Yeah,
you
something
still-
that's rusted. Maybe you can have it for a
That's
piece of
right.
artwork on the coffee
There you
table or
go.
something.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Man cave stuff.
Yeah, man cave stuff.
I must say, Shorty's Hydraulics does a heck of a job of putting together the lowrider section. And you're right, they're lowriders. The work, the workmanship, the time, the money is unbelievable. And I encourage car people, they go by, it's a lowrider. Take a close look. I mean, it's really
Breathtakingly beautiful
it
work.
really
they do.
is.
Yeah.
The artistry is just fantastic.
Well, I understand that tickets you can get discount at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Yeah. We're fortunate. We have O'Reilly in all of our shows, but one, as a sponsor. And then, Don, if you were going, say, alone, is it worth, going out of your way to go to O'Reilly to save a couple of dollars? No, but if you're 4 people, it's a big savings. It's worth going.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only that, there's an O'Reilly pretty much on every corner,
Yeah.
certainly in the neighborhood.
Right,
and it's no
right.
big deal to stop in there and pick
Right.
yourself up a discount coupon.
And then the opportunity to be part of the Magnificent Seven and the Mill Winders
Let's
Award.
talk about that for a minute. We touched on that last week when we were talking about Autorama. And tell us about the Magnificent Seven.
Well, what they do, they'll go through, along the judging staff, along with management, will go through and pick 7 vehicles, what they would call semifinalists, 7 of the top vehicles that have never, ever been shown in Houston. And then they'll pick them together. They'll pick the number 1 car, and that person will get $5,000. That's sponsored by Speed and Sport Chrome in Texas, in your area in Houston. That's a lot of money, $5,000. We also have the other award, the Lone Star Cup, which is $1,000 for a car that's from Texas. So we really have some great things.
Well, I will tell you that we talked to one of the participants. Well, we always talk to at least one of the participants in the Magnificent Seven. And
Yes.
I don't know whether it was last year or the year before, the fellow brought a car that I have never seen anything quite like it because there wasn't one.
The Shark-Nosed Graham.
And it was originally a 4-door car, but he had chopped 2 of the doors out of it and made an absolutely stunning
Beautiful.
automobile. And I asked him, I said, so how much money you got in that car? Well, I said, is it $2 million? Well, I'm not really.
Ask the wife.
Yeah. He says, I said, you can't tell me because you don't want the wife to know. He said, well, yeah, something like that. He didn't want his wife to know how much he overspent on the car.
Well,
And
there had to have been at least $3 million. I mean, that was an incredible car.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was.
and the workmanship. Most of these cars that are, well, I shouldn't say most, all of these cars in the Magnificent Seven are of that quality. And it's just how much work is done. it's well done in all of those cars, but it comes down to how much work is done. And the Graham, his name is Mike Markham, he did a heck of a job on that.
That was a stunning car.
Yeah, it really was.
Oh, it really was.
You know, to put it, how do you put that into perspective? I asked him how long did it take him to build it. It took him like 5 years to build it.
Yes.
These cars typically take years to build, and people are going, "What, on a car? Well, just throw some paint on it."
It probably takes a period of time just to conceptualize what you want to do, much less get the torch out and start cutting it.
Well, that's because, it's hand-built.
Now, Larry, these cars cannot enter again the next year. Once they entered, either win or lose, they're not eligible? How does that work?
They're not eligible for that award. It's the first time shown. So once they're shown a second time, they'll be eligible, say, for best rod or best custom, best truck, whatever it would be. And they could be shown again, but they will not be eligible for the major award. You only win the major award once.
And Larry, with this being the first show of the season for the Autorama, World of Wheels, Customs, all that sort of thing, that I would imagine that really the guys that have put all their time and effort into the car, this is the kickoff event, and everybody, I would imagine, really works toward this particular event to get the car done.
The Super Bowl.
This is why the Houston show has such fantastic quality. You're right, because they'll get their cars ready, and this will be the first time they'll try and win the first time shown award, and then from here a lot of them will carry on and show 3 or 4 shows and try and win the championship. So this is the kickoff for us. So it's good for the Houston Autorama because we get these cars that are fresh. So it's always fun. And of course, we look forward to it's Texas. There's lots of trucks. There's lots of nice looking trucks.
Yes. We are well aware of that. And it's like there millions of them. Is ISCA still involved in the show car stuff? Yes,
we are. We're part of the ISCA circuit, which is the Summit Show Car Equipment Series. Yes, ISCA. There are a few shows that are not ISCA sanctioned. The advantage to ISCA is one major advantage is judging it. We follow a strict rule book. I've judged for 40 years. I'm a top level judging supervisor. I still judge a couple of shows a year. And we have a rule book to follow. We have rules to follow. So it tries to get the personalities away from things. If you're judging a car and judging 2 cars, and one guy's you know them both, you're local, let's say, and one guy's a jerk and one guy's a heck of a guy, and they're close, who are you going to vote for? We're humans. But when you follow a book, and most of our judging staff comes from out of town, so they don't care whose car it is. They don't know anybody. So it's trying to be impartial, and that's part of being part of the ISCA.
And it brings a consistency to the judging and kind of weaves out the emotion of judging.
Exactly right.
Well, when we, the past couple of years, last year we had Dwayne Johnson's truck in our booth, and we were kind of wishy-washy on whether we wanted to enter it into the competition. We said, why not? I mean, it's not our car, it's his. He's been kind enough to loan us the car to display, and he got second place. And but the what we went through getting the car in, they pretty much determine what class the car is going to be in for the most part when we entered the building with the car and check in. And then they kind of fine-tune that once the car is in place, and they look at what the competition is in that particular category. And it's all done so fairly, and it's almost invisible. You really don't really know what's going on, but the judges came by a couple of times to look at the truck. And he was thrilled with second place because the one that beat him... It was
a cool truck, though.
It's a very cool truck. The one that beat him out, and he said to me, Dwayne did, he said, yeah, man, that truck that won the first place, it deserved to be the first place truck because it was a more modern interpretation of that particular class of car. And so it was all done so fairly, and it was all transparent. There was nothing hidden about it, no secrets. And I really give you guys a lot of credit for that, because as you well know, doing this for a long time like we have, there can be some pretty ugly stuff go on behind the scenes in some cases.
There is. Mm-hmm.
And that's not that way at Autorama.
And the judges are available Sunday night after the award. So if any of the participants have questions, they can talk to the judges. And I encourage anybody that's showing a vehicle to talk to the judges, because they're looking, they're with their flashlights and they're looking in every nook and cranny. And they're not there to criticize. They're there to help. They're to judge the show, obviously, but to help the exhibitors and say, yeah, you might want to do this, and what can I do to improve it,
right,
other than spend $100,000.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be an endless well, right?
And
I mean, depending what you want to do, but that you can say, well, you can maybe do this and maybe do that, and the judges are there after the awards. Now, I know there are non-ISCA shows, and you never see the judges. They judge overnight. And they're not available to the car owners, and that's just not fair. They should be there to help encourage them.
And that's how to do better the next time.
Yeah, well, I will say this, that when I was doing the show car thing, and I did it for a number of years with my first Corvette, the 77, I always went in with an open mind. And it didn't matter whether I won or didn't win. I always tried to pick the judges' brains as to what it was, where I got my points deducted. And so I
get a little coaching and counseling.
Yeah, and I learned from that. And I go and look at the competition and see what they had done and why that guy got first place and I got second place. And it's educational. You get judges kind of like taking the test in math. At the end of the day, did you study? Did you do your homework? If you did your homework, you're going to be an A.
No, Larry said in the beginning, you were the jerk. You were the one that nobody
I was I was that guy.
I don't know if I necessarily said that, but that's a good one. So a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I should say, I was at the SEMA show. Our buddy Gene Winfield was there, 95 years old, driving around in a scooter, and some guy had a motorized lazy boy. Gene says, let me get in that. Gene was driving around the floor of SEMA for half an hour in a lazy boy chair, a motorized lazy boy.
Hey, was Ian Roussel there? I know that he moved out there to the desert, kind of not too far.
Neighbors.
Not too far from Gene.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's doing good. He's doing great. He's still in the desert. He's still working, still making appearances, and it was really good to see him.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, if you see him, tell him we said hello. Not that he would remember us, but so let's talk about the hours of the show and when it's open and when it's not.
So we're open Thanksgiving from 3 to 8, and then Friday and Saturday 10 until 8 and 10 until 6 on Sunday.
Yeah.
And, discount tickets at O'Reilly Auto Parts. The celebrities, Brad Chad's on from 1 to 5 on Friday. Dave Kindig 1 to 4 on Saturday, and Kevin and Danny Koker from 1 to 4 on Sunday. So we have afternoons for Friday, Saturday, Sunday for our celebrities. But the celebrities are just a small part of it. I mean, we've got the Tuner Galleria, we have Shorty's Hydraulics, plus all the wonderful show cars, the hundreds of show cars we have, and our automotive flea market, and we have everything.
Are you going to go pick up Dave from the airport on Saturday morning?
I will.
Are you going to have him there in time for our show?
No, he's flying in and out the same day. I would say he'll probably come in. I haven't seen his schedule, but I would say he'll probably land at 11 or something, or 12. He'll just come in time. He'll probably come in at maybe around 11. Yeah. He's coming from Salt Lake, so it's not that far.
On his own private jet, no doubt.
No, he's flying. He's flying commercial airline. No, he probably won't be. Now, you're from 8 until 10, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, 8 to 11. And,
8 to 11?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you line us up with somebody between 11 and 12, then we'll stay on till 12
stick
for
around.
you.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
By the way,
I'll do something with you early, but I think I'll probably be running to the airport to get Dave whatever time he comes.
Well, that's fine.
We'll send Mike. Mike will do that.
Yeah. But I wanted to tell you that there is construction at the airport. And it is an absolute mess out there. So you might want to do a phone call or two to figure out how you're going to circumvent all of the construction. I don't know.
You're going to fly in, aren't you?
You're going to fly in.
Yeah, you'll see it.
Yes. In fact, I just changed my flight yesterday. I'm flying from Canada, obviously, and I was going through an airport in Toronto, which is kind of a nightmare. And I only had an hour and 10 minute layover, and I thought that's not going to work. So I'm coming in Wednesday evening, and I have a 3-hour layover, and I'd rather have that to make sure I'm there, and then I can make sure I'm there, because I want to volunteer on Thursday, and I want to be there for the opening of the show, of course.
Yeah, and don't forget, it's Thanksgiving weekend. You know what the airports are like.
Exactly right, and that's why.
Well, Larry, it's really good to talk to you, and thank you so much for joining us today. Yep, and we're going to see you.
In a couple of weeks.
2 weeks,
in a couple of weeks. So we look forward to it. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you then.
Thank you for having me, guys. It's always a pleasure.
Larry Way with Autorama. All right, time now for This Week in Auto History. Konrad has that, as always.
In 1908, Bobby Hupp took a first successful test drive of a Huppmobile on the streets of Detroit, Michigan. After the successful run, they popped the champagne, and the company was incorporated the same month and debuted the Model 20 at the 1909 Detroit Auto Show.
You were there for that, weren't you, Jeff?
No, I was building a spine.
Huppmobile would build cars from 1909, and their last car was built in 1939. And actually, Bobby Hupp worked for who? Ransom Eli Oldsmobile.
Oh, got to get it in there, don't we?
Yeah, we got
to get the Olds in there.
In 1926, the official numerical designation of Route 66.
That's Route 66.
Route 66, the Will Rogers Highway, was assigned for the Chicago to Los Angeles route, 2,448 miles, and it was one of the nation's principal east-west arteries. And when I lived in Oklahoma, big, long sections of it were just part of the daily thing.
Do they still exist?
Most of the road still exists, but it's not called Route 66 anymore. Don't know why they did that, but that's the case. In 1938, Ford Motor Company unveiled its mid-priced automobile brand Mercury this week for a public showing at Grosse Pointe, Michigan. Grosse Pointe?
Yep, I know where's that.
It's the high-dollar section of...
I have relatives that live there.
And
I do.
Do you really?
Mercury was championed by Edsel Ford.
Let's go visit.
Mercury sought to fill the gap between the affordable Fords and the more luxurious Lincolns, so kind of fill that middle gap with Mercury. In 1940, the Tacoma Narrows Bridge, also known as Galloping Gertie, collapsed amid windy conditions, crashing into the Tacoma Narrows Strait down below. There were no human fatalities, but one dog died when the abandoned car fell into the waterway during the collapse. The phenomenon known as aeroelastic fluttering was caused by wind hitting the side sections of the road and causing it to jump up and down. They have since figured out how to stop that from happening.
That was Mike's nickname in high school.
Aeroelastic fluttering?
No, just fluttering. Fluttering Mike Mars.
In 1956 this week, Ford Motor Company decided on the name Edsel for its new model in development for the 1958 market year. The new edition of the Ford family of automobiles would be a tribute to Edsel Bryant Ford, who served as the company president from 1919 to 1943. In 1964, Art Arfons, the drag racer from Ohio, built a land speed record in his backyard using a military surplus J-79 jet aircraft with an afterburner.
Engine.
Yep, engine. What did I say?
Just aircraft.
Okay. Aircraft engine. Arfons christened the vehicle the Green Monster, and in September took the racer to Bonneville Salt Flats and went 434 miles an hour.
Wow.
No thanks.
Well, got to remember, and I know George is online with us, this is the same car that Betty Skelton drove to over 300 miles an hour.
Wow. That's good to know. That's cool.
So, yeah, really, really cool story. Now, his record only lasted for a couple of weeks because Craig Breedlove reset the record shortly after that.
I thought maybe Mike did it on an on-ramp acceleration test.
In 1998, NASCAR racer Alan Kowicki, who is of Polish descent, introduced the world to the Polish victory lap at the Checker 400 of the Phoenix International Raceway, where he drove around the track backwards.
Yep. The car wasn't backwards. He went the wrong way
He went the wrong
lap.
way around the track, right? In 1989, Nissan's luxury brand Infiniti was launched this week, the same year that Toyota launched its upscale Lexus brand. The original Infiniti lineup debuted under founding general manager Bill Bruce, who introduced the two cars, the Infiniti Q45 and M30. You remember those cars?
Yes.
Did you drive any of them as a press car?
No, I didn't. They were really ugly. They were really ugly. Don't you remember
That's
those?
a technical review there.
They had this,
Round.
They had this
They-
catfish face to them. It was
God,
kind of
they were
weird.
just
A what?
ugly. Catfish face.
So that's this week in automotive history.
Thank you. Tesla is recalling over 40,000 2017 to 2021 Model S and Model X vehicles that may experience a loss of power steering assist when driving on rough roads or hitting a pothole. Texas-based EV maker has released an over-the-air software update to recalibrate the system after it began rolling out an update on October the 11th to better detect unexpected steering assist torque, according to
He said
the
pot and Elon Musk.
National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Okay.
You smoking what?
No, he's eating too many donuts this morning.
A Clarksville, New Hampshire woman has been indicted on allegations she stole more than $350,000
Did she take the last train?
from a Clarksville? From a Colebrook,
around.
New Hampshire Chevy dealership. She's on the train right now, as a matter of fact. Tina Fournier's alleged thefts took place between January 17 to December 21 at Noyes Chevrolet and its predecessor, Brooks Chevrolet, according to the grand jury indictment.
Now works for Carvana.
Fournier's relationship to the stores could not be confirmed. The Conway Daily Sun describes her as a former Noyes Chevrolet employee.
Allegedly.
So she just wrote herself some checks. Yeah.
Nice.
Bad dealership employees. Yeah. At any rate, credit card associated with Noyes Chevrolet to make more than $1,500 in unapproved purchases, including items at a liquor store, a casino, and a local country club. Fournier is scheduled to be arraigned before the Coos County Superior Court.
Coos County?
Coos County.
Let's go get liquored up.
Let's go get, yeah. Come for your daughter, Chuck.
Come for your daughter, Chuck.
All right. Hey, time for a quick break. We'll be right back. You're on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show on iHeart Radio.
Starting to work on your Christmas calendar? Be sure to add the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In Saturday, December 17th. You'll want to attend Tailpipes and Tacos Christmas Edition at the Loopy Tortilla in Katy, 8 to 11 a.m. It's the only place cruisers compete for Loopy's Chili Pepper trophies and other prizes. There's no charge to enter your vehicle for Best Hot Rod, Best Classic, or Best Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's coolest and most unique cruise-in and is your opportunity to see the best hot rods, show cars, classics, and resto mods. And get Loopy Tortilla breakfast tacos with adult beverages. There's no entry fee, and cars will automatically compete for those much sought-after custom Loopy trophies and other prizes. It happens at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. It's the Tailpipes and Tacos Christmas Edition, Saturday, December 17th. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. Celebrate the Christmas season with friends and family at Tailpipes and Tacos. Saturday morning, December 17th, 8 to 11. We'll see you then, weather permitting.
Hey, Houston! America's greatest hot rod tradition is back! Thanksgiving weekend! The O'Reilly Auto Parts Autorama at the George R. Brown Convention Center. 4 action-packed days of hot rods, customs, classics, trucks, performance cars, and live music. Do not miss the Ultimate Lowrider Showcase, sponsored by Shorty's Hydraulics and the Traditional Rod Garage. Saturday only, it's the Tuner Galleria with 250 imports, JDM, and luxury cars, plus music and models. On the celebrity stage, presented by Nick's Auto Repair and Classic Car Restoration, meet Bad Chad and wife Joline from Bad Chad Customs on Friday. Saturday, it's Dave Kindig from TV's Bitch and Rise. Sunday, it's Danny Koker and Kevin Mack from TV's Counting Cars. Shop the swap meet and women's world all weekend. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Autorama. November 25th to 28th at the George R. Brown Convention Center. Discount tickets at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Part of the Summer Racing Equipment Show Car Series. See Autorama.com for more info.
The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is now part of the iHeart family. Now you'll have access to 24/7 Car Talk anytime you need a fix. Just download the iHeart Radio app and ask for In Wheel Time Car Talk, and there we are. Be sure to save us in your iHeart library for instant access. No matter where you are, you have the best Car Talk Show right on your PC, laptop, or mobile device and never have to worry about finding us again. Of course, you can always get access to our video and audio streams via InWheelTime.com and your favorite podcast channel, and all of this is free to you. From the iHeart Radio app, you'll not only hear our Saturday morning live show, but the best shows of the past, updated weekly. Never miss a minute of up-to-date new car reviews, pre-owned reviews, Konrad's Car Clinic, informative interviews, automotive news, and the most fun car talk show on the planet. Just download the iHeart Radio app, search for In Real Time Car Talk, save it to your library, and with a tap of the icon, you'll be in touch with your favorite Car Talk team. In Real Time Car Talk, streaming now on iHeart.com/In Real Time Car Talk. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.